Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night.
But tell me, Eddie, is that a rabbit in your pocket or are you just happy to see me?
So, hello, everybody. Welcome. We are talking the direct sequel to 1993's Jurassic Park, and like the only really other adaptation of a Michael Crichton novel, because everything past The Lost World, Jurassic Park, is originally this movie was just supposed to be called The Lost World because the book is just called The Lost World. People thought, well, the studio thought people would confuse it with other movies of the same title, The Lost World, so they added the Jurassic Park. So just in case there was no confusion, even with the Jurassic Park logo, they added the Jurassic Park name to the movie. But anyway, this is the last actual adaptation of a Michael Crichton novel, the actual sequel to Jurassic Park, because Jurassic Park 3 is completely made up because the studio for some reason thought this needed to be a trilogy. And then the Jurassic World movies are, like, again, completely made up. So it's like they decided to make it a Jurassic Park universe, but this is the only really decent, in my opinion, sequel to the first movie. But before I say hello to the chat and we give our thoughts on the sequel, Orange Hat, let everybody know where they can find you.
All right. Well, you can find me here twice a month on Mara's channel on Wednesdays for the ones and twos. Thursdays, twice a month, exclusively on X with me and Mara for the singles. Tomorrow we are doing Ghosts in the Darkness about the Savo Man-Eaters, the movie that was based on that. Friday is Orange Hat Uncensored, where me, Janet from Another Planet, and Ruben Haynes talk politics and other stuff. Saturday is my day off unless I find something that's worth reporting on. Sunday is the Acolyte discussions and weekly recap with me and Nerd with a Cigar, where we go over an objective stance on the Acolyte, looking at all the good, the bad, and whatnot. Trust me, there's not a lot of good. But we're also not blind bashing it. Monday is going to, or this upcoming Monday is going to kick off Monday Rants, where anybody and everybody is allowed on if they want to rant about anything, about movies, about entertainment, politics, whatever. You're allowed on. Just don't bring your freaking Twitter drama with you. Anybody's on with a differing opinion, even. Also, there's going to be Tuesdays with, or my theme streams for July, which will be different horror genres. So, yeah, Tuesday, 1:30 p.m., I'm going to not be discussing horror movies specifically, but rather horror genres, giving my thoughts on them with references to certain movies and such. Then so Tuesday night.
So it's like slasher, supernatural things. Okay. And
also Tuesday nights is the Barroom Podcast with me, Society Reviews on his channel, as well as a few others. And yeah, that's basically it.
Okay. And obviously you can find me here. This is my main YouTube channel, where we do the ones and twos. The stream basically formerly called The Good, the Fun, and the Weird, because basically I just found out that we've been focusing on weird stuff. So I'm come up with like another possible title for it and another thumbnail, because that should be actually next week. Next week is the first Wednesday in July. And then the top 10 discussion movies. Well, right now it's top 10 films per year in 1980. When I say per year, I mean we are on, I believe, 1989. So basically our own personal subjective top 10 films of 1989. That top 10 will be next month as well. And we'll discuss basically the next one. I have an idea for the ones and twos. And I'll talk to Orange Hat at the end of the stream, and then he basically comes up with the singles, either based on the ones and twos I picked, or like a theme of his own, basically, because like this month's theme pretty much has been 2 Val Kilmer films.
Yep. With
The Saint and The Ghost in the Darkness. Yep. And then I'm also on Kick and Twitch for gaming streams. I took Monday and Tuesday off because I wasn't feeling well, and I also couldn't dedicate any time to playing Elden Ring, because that game really requires time and dedication to playing it. It's not a game where I could jump on quickly and jump off just as quickly, like X Defiant or whatever. I like basically have to dedicate like full on dedication for that game. So my plan is to go back to Elden Ring, because I just started my playthrough last Saturday, on Friday and Saturday. And shut up, Gravy. I see your comments. For Friday and Saturday for Elden Ring. That's my plan on my Kick and Twitch. But I'm going to say hello to the chat, and then we're going to go into our thoughts basically on the film in comparison to the first movie, and then we'll talk about the characters, the overall plot, and so forth. So from the top, I see Trey, ready for a little discussion? Yes, Eddie Carr went out like a G. He and... I'm trying to think.
Ajay.
Well, you see his death, and you see which other death?
Oh yeah, the cowboy guy, as well as Peter Stormare.
You don't really see it. You see him being carried up. You don't exactly see the aftermath. Like Eddie Carr is the one you see the aftermath of, like what happens to him. Kind of like the lawyer in the first movie. He's really the only death you see.
Yeah. You also Peter Stormare's character, Dieter.
Yeah. Well,
you don't see it, but you see the aftermath.
You see kind of see a little bit see the aftermath. So I'm trying to think. I was sure there was like another death that you did see, but overall, pretty much it kind of follows the same lines of the first movie, where like you don't really see the deaths. You don't really see like the as it's going on deaths, so to speak. Like you don't see the compies basically chewing on Dieter, pretty much. You only hear basically when Roland says only did you find them? Yeah, only the parts I didn't like, pretty much.
Yeah. So
you kind of get an idea. You don't see what happens to the girl. You don't see what happens to the Robert Bacher look-alike in the movie, pretty much. The one other guy that you do see kind of get eaten is the poor schmuck in San Diego that's trying to run into the store. I clamped down by the T-Rex, and he's carried off.
You know who that is? I believe that's Michael Crichton.
I just looked at it. I would laugh so hard. That's Michael Crichton, basically. But we'll make sure of that. But I think he's the only one we see. And there is a part in this movie during the San Diego scene that actually, in a way, pisses me off. I'm going to say a fuck you to Spielberg for doing this in the movie.
The dog.
The dog, yes. Because one is remember berries for the first movie, pretty much. He's like, yeah, remember the goat from the first movie? Yeah, it's like it's member berries for that. And two, it's like, yeah, but let's make it more fucking traumatic where a kid watches his dog get eaten. Fuck you.
The kid wasn't watching. He was pushing his parents in the room.
Yeah, no, I'm saying like, but he saw basically like the whole like.
And then he was getting his camera.
Yeah, the T-Rex, the doghouse dropping from the T-Rex's mouth. Like, guess what fucking happened? Yeah, traumatize the kid. Show a kid get traumatized. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, like, it kind of pisses me off because, like, you did not need to see that. We did not need to see it for the member berries or anything like that. And we certainly did not need to see it, like, additional trauma, pretty much. So, Gravy D says, hey, Mara and Orange Chat. Hey, chat, let's talk dinosaurs. Yeah, in the Goldblum voice. Yeah, because Jeff Goldblum plays Jeff Goldblum.
Let's talk dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Soul Assassin, what is up? Predators don't hunt when they're not hungry. Oh, yeah, pretty much, yeah. The movable feast, yeah.
This is setting up base camp or a bullfight.
Yes, this is a place where the geese chase you. Yeah, it's like that's how it always starts. Then there's the running, screaming. Yes, dual streams.
There is an extended edition to this movie, and I'm just hearing about this.
I'm trying to remember if we had that or not, because I watched it online. I know I watched the theatrical version on Peacock. Hey, Copy Nova.
I'm going to be checking out my digital copies because I know, or they have the special features and shit. If they don't have the extended edition, I'm going to be kind of let down.
I'm not surprised, Gravy, that you would be confused. Yes, this is Orange Hat's channel. We'll be talking the Ghost and the Darkness. Process
on X specifically, though.
There's good in the Acolyte. Well, I mean, if you can find the good, you can find the good. I'm not watching the show, so. Mr. Bentham, hello. Good to see you. Mike Hill, what is up? Kay Roberts. Good afternoon.
To be specific about the Acolyte, there's not really much good to it, but however, there are things that I am seeing a lot of people fucking making fun of that are just pathetic nitpicks.
So, you know what, bro? I love Gremlins too, for different
Yeah.
reasons. I prefer Gremlins, because you can't quite see the poster, but that's the Gremlins poster there on my wall. I prefer the first Gremlins because I prefer the dark comedy feel of the first movie. But I do
Yes.
enjoy the second one for what it is. I do very much enjoy it. Let's see. I'm going to make sure I don't miss anyone. The Lost World Jurassic Park is a solid sequel. I do, and we'll get into our thoughts. I do feel it is a slight step down from the first movie, but big but, it is the only good sequel to Jurassic Park. Everything else after this, I pretty much say don't bother. Jurassic Park 3,
yes, it is.
Yeah. Jurassic Park 3, purely made up. It's not based on anything that Michael Crichton wrote, really. So it's like because the studio felt it had to be a trilogy for whatever God knows reason. So doesn't make any sense. Jurassic World, not good.
Put it this way, folks. If Michael Crichton wrote the Jurassic Park 3 movie, or if he wrote a novel that movie was based around, he would never be allowed to write a book again.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't disrespect the T-Rex like that. You just don't.
Yeah, no. And I doubt Michael Crichton would do that, especially given how he portrayed the T-Rex in the first two. I don't see him doing that.
Rexy got her respect in the Jurassic World movies. I'll give him that, or I'll give those movies that.
It'd be the original, and we're not really going scene for scene necessarily, but I watched the original. I know it wasn't the extended cut. It's because I watched it through Peacock. So
I may have seen the extended cut somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you see a guy get stomped by a T-Rex. But I'm saying he gets stomped by a T-Rex, and then he kind of comes off the
Gets
T-Rex.
dragged along.
That
was the dude that
yeah,
that was the guy that was supposed to freaking keep an eye out for Dieter. That was Carter.
So I'm saying I'm catching up with the comments. I'm like, you see the beginning of them dying, you just don't see the aftermath. So you see the paleontologist get picked up by the T-Rex and the blood come down. You don't see what happens to him. You can imagine what happens to him because he's being chomped by a T-Rex, but you don't see it. Yeah, dog didn't deserve that. Nope. I do find this fucking funny when we see the Japanese businessmen running out from the T-Rex and they're looking back like they're running from Godzilla.
Yeah.
I just laugh whenever I see that.
Dear God, they had to do that.
The T-Rex models that they used were so big that they actually built the sets around them. They didn't move the T-Rexes. They just left them in place and built the sets around them.
Yeah.
Hey, JRO. Green. Oh, you're in California. I'm sorry. but hopefully a good place in California because there are some good cities in California.
Hey, Ruben.
Didn't
good
care
to
for
see
the
you,
girl. She was fine. It was more cringe the fact that they race swapped her because the daughter in the book is obviously she's Ian Malcolm's daughter and she's white. So, I mean, at that point it was cringe enough that they race swapped her, but you hire an actress that looks absolutely nothing like she would be biracial, like the product of a black woman and a white man. Hey, JM, good to see you. Yeah. The Spinosaurus is good. It has its moments, but the moments aren't enough to make it, in my opinion, a good sequel. The Spinosaurus was an interesting addition. I love the Spinosaurus, but not enough, say, for me to go, yes, absolutely watch Jurassic Park 3. I'm you can miss it. You could skip it and just watch the first two, and you wouldn't be missing anything. So. If this is in reference to the paleontologist, I call him the Bob Barker lookalike because that is literally that. If you look at Bob Barker, the paleontologist, the actual paleontologist in real life, he dresses. He looks like that. He looks like that. Cowboy hat and everything. And I'm really, really, you're gonna have the Bob Barker paleontologist look-alike get eaten by a T-Rex? Kind of awesome, but at the same time, kind of like, what? That is because he's afraid of a snake? Like a snake crawls down his shirt, like slithers down his shirt, and he gets like freaked out at this.
He didn't see the colors. Red and black, you're okay, Jack. Red and yellow, kill a fellow.
So Ruben Haynes, good to see you. Jurassic Park is a great book and overhyped movie. The original story in the book is much better. I, in a way, prefer the film adaptation to the book only because I prefer some of the changes they make to some of the characters in the movie, which I feel works better. But for the sequel, The Lost World, Jurassic Park, The Lost World, I prefer the book to the movie. Go figure. I like both books, but in terms of comparison to adaptations, that's kind of my feelings. Let's see. You live in the South Bay? Nice. Yeah.
Shit, there's not even, or they have a couple of, or they have like 7 minutes of deleted scenes.
Okay, David, I think it's Cope, or I'm not sure how to pronounce it. It was the unlucky bastard who was the guy eaten by the T-Rex trying to get into the store. He's the screenwriter.
Oh, right, yeah. Sorry. Screenwriter.
So,
Oops.
I just remember it was good to see Pete Postlewaite not playing a mellow or posh character from previous works. Yeah, he pretty much was like a Muldoon-esque character, but his whole mentality was, I don't give a shit about what you're going to pay me. You can keep the money. He just wanted a trophy. He just wanted a trophy, which is like why I don't feel sorry for any of the men getting eaten when they, as part of that group, because I despise trophy hunters. I like the character. I just despise trophy hunters. I feel like that's karma.
Many people forget that Pete Postlethwaite was also in Alien 3.
Oh yeah, this thing's really pissed off.
One of the best lines. Yeah, one of the best lines he had. What's this 85 thing? Oh, some of us got into the file room when he was first sent here. That's his IQ.
The long grass, yeah. Oh, there's the lead scene of Roland and Odd. Roland, like the Pete Postlewaite pronounces it Aj. So that's
Aj.
But anyway, so let's talk. Basically, we're not going to go over every scene because we can't really. It's going to be like a long stream if we do. But we're going to talk about the characters. We're going to talk about the overall plot. So before we go, I'm going to share my screen. But before we actually talk about The Lost World, between the two, which one do you prefer? I can find this.
I like the second one a little bit better than the first. I'm going to be honest. I like it a little bit better than the first. It has a little bit more nice, it's more dinosaur action, It's more dinosaurs. That's what the Jurassic Park movie, it's like, I'm going for the dinosaurs as well as the story. Yeah. But I prefer the second movie a little bit more than the first. Have I heard of Clayton Fatati, or the channel? He's a JP Focus channel. That's good. I'll have to check him out, Soul Assassin. Clayton Fatati. If you can, send me a DM to his link in on X, please.
For me, I prefer the first one to the second one, mainly for two reasons. One, because there's some changes made to the sequel movie from the book that I did not entirely agree with. And two, purely for nostalgia, the fact that it's just the seeing the dinosaurs on the screen for the first time in the first Jurassic Park movie basically just edges it out over the Lost World. But again, Lost World is, of the sequels, the best one. Yeah. Basically the best one, and I still maintain, don't bother with the third. Like, if you want to watch the third one, and if you're completionist, go ahead, but you're not missing anything. If
the only cool part about the third movie was that freaking or that one-horned dinosaur, I forget its name, comes up, sniffs the shit, and it's like, oh fuck, you guys are on your own here. I'm out. He just looks at him and is like,
the incident was actually originally, at least it's like, if Spielberg were to come back to direct the third one, would have been in the third movie. but because it did not look that
Ceratosaurus.
Spielberg would be returning for this third movie to direct the third movie, it was added at the end of this movie, which is like, again, part of the reason why it's like they made changes where I'm like, why did you do this? It doesn't quite make any sense, pretty much. Ceratosaurus hated them smelling like Spino shit. Yeah. Hey, Nick, good to see you. Anyway, so basically this movie like begins with this family. Let me like kind of like play just a little bit YouTube just so you can see the island name. It's part of the chain of islands that the first Jurassic Park was on. Let me see if it'll show. Come on, I know you show the island name.
Genocide.
Or is it
Actually, I don't think they do.
Yeah, they do. Maybe
well, then you got to go back like a couple seconds.
There,
yeah,
Isla Sorna. I knew they should have the name Isla Sorna, basically. So you have Isla Nublar in the first movie, Isla Sorna, basically part of the five, like called the Five Deaths. All right. And we find out later on when Malcolm visits Hammond, because Malcolm basically is the focus in this movie. In the first movie, it was Alan Grant, and by extension, Ellie Sadler. They were the main focuses in the first movie as far as the characters. And this one it's Ian Malcolm, basically. Ian Malcolm, we find out, which I think works for the character, that he's pretty much been ostracized from a scientific community and so forth, pretty much. Like, he was actually, his tenure at the university was revoked.
Yeah.
Or something along those lines, basically. It was revoked because he was warning people, telling them, like, you know, about, like, what happened on the island. So,
yeah.
And so, because he become persona non grata in certain circles. So, he's kind of like the voice of doom in this movie. But again, I think it makes sense for the character because the character survived the shit that happened in the first movie, in the first story. So he's not exactly going to be willing to go to this island even after finding out, hey, from Hammond, yeah, Isla Nublar wasn't the only location we had, because we had this other island over here where we breed the dinosaurs and then move them after they were reached a certain age to Nublar, to the park.
Factory floor versus zoo, essentially.
Yeah. Which is why basically this island is thriving with dinosaurs, because the hurricane basically wiped out their facilities on the island. And the lysine contingent, basically, that was supposed to basically put the kibosh on the dinosaurs and they were supposed to die out. We don't know what happened, just the dinosaurs just started flourishing. Life found a way. Life literally found a way on this island. So this is literally an island of dinosaurs.
What's her name found out how they did survive. She says that the animal or the plants are lysine rich and the herbivores eat them, and then the carnivores are eating the herbivores, so they absorb lysine through there.
Yeah. So, but I'm saying at the beginning of the movie, it's like, well, these dinosaurs haven't died out, so Hammond needs. We'll talk a little bit about this scene, because this is actually the beginning. I think it's the beginning of the Lost World book, basically, but this is actually a scene. This actually happens in the book.
Yeah.
When this family, basically this rich British family, decides to anchor their yacht near this island, and basically that's just lounge on the beach. They have a daughter. The daughter takes her sandwich and goes off exploring, and when she's exploring, she comes across a Procompsognathus, basically. And when I said on Twitter that these movies technically should have been called Mesozoic Park, is because the Compy is actually a Triassic period dinosaur, not a Jurassic period dinosaur. Because there's dinosaurs in these movies that are from each period within the Mesozoic era. They're not all from the Jurassic period. Yeah, and the Compies in particular are Triassic species. But anyway, they decide that the little girl is more delicious than the sandwich, so they decide to try to attack her. You don't see what happens. If you read the book, you get a very vivid description. On what happens. So, well, that's what he wanted to do. He also had another ulterior motive, basically, and that is to stop his nephew.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one of those where it's like I'm going to like send you on these grounds, but here's my like ulterior basically purpose. So anyway, like you don't see what happens, but that's the beginning of the movie, which happens actually in the book. So
yeah, I love that. Careful, this suit is worth more than your education. It's like, oh, is your life worth more than that education?
Yeah, so I'm saying like you have like these different dinosaurs we see in these movies. It's called Jurassic Park, but the dinosaurs themselves are from like each period in the Mesozoic era, so it should be called Mesozoic Park. So yes, I am a nerd. I know that I'm a nerd. I also know that the winged dinosaur at the end of the movie is a pteranodon because we do not see teeth. That's how you basically that's how you tell the difference primarily between the pteranodon and the pterodactyl. Pterodactyls have teeth. But anyway, of the dinosaurs we see in this movie, we see the Pachycephalosaurus, the Compy, the T-Rex, obviously, Stegosaurus, a Triceratops, and a Parasaurolophus, as well as a Brachiosaurus. Of course, they're not going to capture the Brachiosaurus. There's no fucking way they would be able to.
The Pompadour! Elvis!
Orange had about the Compies in the crib from the first novel. Ugh. Yeah, very vivid.
Oh, I already know about that. I read the beginning of the first novel and never could get past it after that.
So I'm gonna skip this. I'm gonna like basically. Yeah. Oh yeah, we do see Lex and Tim. They were actually originally supposed to be in this movie for longer and actually have them going back to the park. But I prefer this. We don't need to see them. Like it would be basically a rehash of the first film if they went back. It's already essentially a rehash in a way having Malcolm, even though it's adapted from the book. So.
Yep, Tim had guitar practice. Lexi had computer homework.
It's one of the other basically. It's one of the long-necked dinosaurs.
That would be the Brontosaurus.
Brontosaurus,
Argentinosaurus.
I'm saying like they are big enough that like there's no way that they would be captured by.
Yeah, there's no way you're taking that fucker off.
So they basically that. So I gotta scroll. Well, I mean, like look and see if I can get shots. You see them running away. Anyway, when I get to it, I'll like look at them. But they're so we find out from Hammond that about this island. We find out about this island, and he needs Malcolm basically as part of a team to document these creatures because he wants this island to stay as it is. He does not want to create another park. He wants to basically use this island as a preserve for these creatures. And to do so, he wants to basically put together a team to document the species that are on the island and so forth. They have an idea of where these species are located based on the imaging and things like that. They know that the carnivores tend to basically have their territories in the inner part of the island, and so the outer part of the island is basically the safer of the areas because of the territory of the T-Rexes and Velociraptors and so forth. Well, it all goes to shit, basically, which basically requires them to actually go into the territory of these carnivores later on in the movie. But this is where we find out that Ian Malcolm has a girlfriend named Sarah Harding. She's part of the team. She's basically she studies what's it called? Paleontology behavioralist, basically. So she's the one who wants to study the behaviors of the dinosaurs because there's not much known.
Yeah.
All right, so she's essentially the paleontologist of the group. Eddie Carr, who's the equipment guy, and Nick Van Owen, who's basically the photographer, the documentarian.
Julianne Moore in this one tends to try to be a little bit more, well, she tried to be woke before woke was a thing in this one. Because she is kind of stupid. She's proven why woke wasn't a good idea. She proves why woke wasn't a good idea, in a way. And she kind of learns as she goes because she's like, yeah, the shit's going to get me killed. They
pretty much get everyone killed.
Yeah.
Not just their group, but also the other group trying to capture the dinosaurs.
Boys. So it's it's like Grant said, dinosaurs and humans mixing together. What or how could anybody predict what or what's going to happen?
Yeah.
And for a chaotician like Malcolm, that's perfect. That's like the one thing. It's like, this is what I live for, you know. But yeah, I love this scene. It's like, she's such a troglodyte. Very mean.
We'll get to the
usage.
daughter. I just wanted to,
Yeah.
basically, I just wanted to get a shot of Eddie, who's on the left, and Nick, who's on the right, basically.
Richard Schiff, great actor.
And Vince Vaughn was hired by Steven Spielberg after Spielberg saw him in Swingers.
Of course.
So that's part of the reason why Vince Vaughn was hired. It's basically, like I said, Eddie's a tech guy.
Yeah, Eddie.
And he's really like, of the group, of like the core group, I'd say the only likable character. I mean, I love Malcolm. But of the new characters added, he's the only really likable one.
I love what
he's like no, you gotta love it. I'll love it when it works. Well, it'll work when you love it.
Yeah, right. Then when he's talking about he's on the boat and he's talking about what the darts are filled with, the southern cone shell, which is essentially the most that is the most poisonous creature on the planet. It kills you in seconds if you get hit. And it's when he's talking about but he's also talking about the velocity of the dart. And he's like, is there an antidote? What, like if you shot yourself in the foot? Don't do that. You'll be dead before you even realize you had an accident.
Yeah. Like they do kind of like have an inside joke about that. Like, do you see the family resemblance here?
Not at all.
No, not at all. Not and again, this actress was hired because Spielberg saw her in another movie and told her he would cast her in a future film, and this is the film that he cast her in. And I'm like, so you get rid of the daughter's friend, who is a black kid, a male black kid. So you get rid of that character to race swap the daughter. Not only do you do that, but you hire an actress who looks nothing like she would be biracial. Because we're supposed to believe that this girl is the product of a white man and a black woman mating. And I don't know. They don't mention. They just mention Kelly in that space.
Unless Ian Malcolm had black people in his ancestry, that would be the only way. It's for genetic atavism to come forward to give her a little bit more melatonin.
That would have been the only way, because I believe the girl in the book is actually his biological daughter. So basically, if they do that, they remove the biological aspect of his offspring just to have an adopted daughter and be basically saddled with this. I don't want to say like he loves his child, but when I say that, I mean like the mother just dropped her off with him and like basically hightailed it to Paris. So.
I do love how he goes, or he does so many great dad lines. It is so important for your future that you do not finish that sentence. Yeah. You know how many times I've heard that?
Yes. So this is, let me see.
Probably
again, I'm saying like, I'm looking at her going, it's like, it's like just why it's. I'm not saying it was done for agenda purposes or anything or any woke purposes. The fact that Kathleen Kennedy is an executive producer on these films, it doesn't probably help with that.
She was an executive producer at Universal at the time.
Yeah.
That's basically it. She knows Spielberg, she knows Lucas. She's in with that crowd. Yeah. So it had her. She was building her career at that time after she was done doing coffee and runs, other things other things, but I won't say what. But yeah,
they never mention Ian's other daughters.
Nope. Never.
Like she's like really the only one focused on in this movie and mentioned even. Nothing else about his daughters is brought up. So it's just Kelly is the focus in this film, and so basically real fast. I guess cringe reason for casting aside. Hey Phil, what did you think? I believe the actress name is Vanessa Chester. So what did you think of her performance as the daughter?
The daughter?
Yes.
As for 13, 14-year-old.
Early teens, basically.
Yeah, I thought she did okay. There were some scenes where I'm thinking could be a little bit different, or could, I mean, she's a kid. I'm not going to give her too much shit, but it's like, I mean, this is, or the beginning of it is she shines on the island. She's not that good in or introduction.
Not really, but
Yeah.
until the gymnastics scene, at least.
Yeah.
I'm like, that was just so bizarre.
Yeah,
It felt
it's like
out of place.
they cut you from the team.
Yeah.
The school cut you from the team.
Yeah, I will say like her performance when they brought the baby T-Rex in, and she's it's
Yeah.
basically hitting her like
She's like, Dad, I want to get out of here. I want to get out of here. I
yourself
want to
into
go.
a situation where you could literally conceivably die.
Yeah.
Seeing a baby T-Rex, and like when she has that little she's hyperventilating, she's panicking, and she's apprehensive. Like that was believable.
Well, yeah, she's smart. She's like, other animals are gonna hear this. Dad, I want to get out of here.
Yeah, I'm saying because other animals are going to hear this because the baby's making noise, and who's going to be listening for the baby?
Yeah,
Mommy and Daddy.
And I love that he's like, oh no, we are in a completely different situation. Roar! It's like, oh shit,
yes.
They just got back to the nest.
Yes. They just got back to the nest. Yes, because the reason why. Well, we'll talk about this. The reason why the T-Rexes come for them, and the reason why they have a baby T-Rex in the first place is because Roland and Ajay decided they were going to use the baby T-Rex to lure in the parents, because Roland wanted to get a buck, basically a male T-Rex, as a trophy. And in capturing the baby T-Rex, they break the baby T-Rex's leg, in which case Nick and Sarah tried to mend the baby T-Rex. Well, unfortunately, they doom everyone, just about. Yeah. Because not only did the parents, understandably upset that their little offspring was taken, but the fact that they now deem that area territory, because that's how predators work.
It's like, you fucking pull my kid out of our territory, we're following our kid to our new territory.
Yes. So their territory expanded.
Yep. And I love that. We got to get, or for once, would it kill you to pick up the phone? We got to get this thing out of here.
Supposedly, there's a deleted scene where Ludlow was drunk and fell on the baby T-Rex's leg. So basically, because the theatrical version I watched does not show that. It just shows that the baby T-Rex's leg is hurt.
Yeah. And
so hey, Dr. Booker.
I mean, let me tell you something. When I saw that in theaters, folks, and that I cried a little for the baby Rex, because the baby Rex was so goddamn cute, and it's a practical fucking thing too. That ain't they only had the digital at the end when he finally hunted on the ship, and it's like, yeah, okay, and also the end of the movie itself. But man, I loved the baby Rex.
I want to say a baby camel was used for the sounds of the baby T-Rex.
Makes sense.
So,
and
this is one of my favorite shots in the movie when we see this herd of Stegosaurus.
Oh yeah, going in. Yeah.
The baby T-Rex had more character development than Ray. Yeah. If you think about it, more character development than Ray.
When it comes to Peter Stormare, that man could fit into any fucking universe as the drunken asshole, including Star Wars. Well,
in this shot, you also see, well, not this specific shot, but in this scene, you also see a baby Stegosaurus. So basically, in this, you see a baby Stegosaurus and a baby T-Rex.
They're just protecting their baby. So am I. Shoot it.
Yes. So,
but yeah, if that thing got shot,
there's another. What the hell got the crew on the ship? No adult. I'm just saying that's again like there's things that happen in the movie where I'm like that doesn't make any sense. Like you have the T-Rex in the hold, it's still in the hold, all right, because it's kind of trapped up there. But how did it get out enough to eat everyone on the ship? Because you have a hand, and we'll get to the end of the movie. This hand is still holding on to the wheel.
Fucking wheel. Yeah.
So like how? Like that's what. Like how?
Compies maybe. Raptors maybe got onto the ship as it was taken off. and then jumped off at the last second. Who the fuck knows, man? Ninja fucking dinosaurs. Who the fuck knows?
I'm saying that scene, like I'm saying, that scene alone does not make any sense. That's why the San Diego sequence doesn't really make any sense because it wasn't in the book.
I know what happened. The frickin' was it the daddy dinosaur? Yeah, it was the male, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He entered into a hibernative sleep into a hibernative state. His spirit left his body and he went on a fucking murder spree on the boat. Just fucking go with it. It's a movie.
Well, it's at the same time, it's like unless the T-Rex ate all the raptors, I'm like, where are the raptors? Because I'm pretty sure the raptors would be smart enough to avoid that area where the T-Rex was.
Oh, by the way, fun fact. I do believe this ship was called the SS Venture, yes?
Yes.
And isn't there another famous Universal movie that had a ship called the SS Venture? That brought a giant beast from an island to a city.
You're talking about King Kong.
Yes. So maybe fucking King Kong jumped on the damn ship and or fucking killed everybody.
According to the trivia, the scene where we kind of see the T-Rex kind of scratching itself is an homage to what the T-Rex does in King Kong, the original King Kong film, which is one of Steven Spielberg's favorite films.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? Maybe one of the fucking crew just went nuts.
Anyway. So
it's the unsolved mystery, folks.
So again, we kind of talked about Sarah Harding, where it's like
found out why
she's like a 50-50 likability, unlikability character, pretty much. Where it's like she has her moments where she's like, okay, you're bearable, and other moments where it's like you've doomed us all.
I mean, I was kind of hoping that when the T-Rex lifted its head inside the tent, that she just went flying with it at one time.
Yeah. You're thinking about the Demeter.
No, that's the Demeter, man. Yeah, that's the Demeter abomination. Don't get me started on that.
And I think Julianne Moore pretty much took one of the big reasons she took this job. Basically, it was cast in the films because I guess she was going through a massive divorce at the time, so she could use her paycheck with this movie as part of that settlement or something.
Jesus Christ!
I have seen the last voyage of the Demeter, and I have thoughts on that movie. Overall, a decent vampire film. I liked how the vampire looked. I liked the setting. But there's a couple things in that movie that do not make any sense when you think about it in the grand scheme of things when it comes to the novel Dracula. Just does not make any sense. Couple things just do not make any sense.
Singles.
But still a relatively enjoyable film, in my opinion. I did see it. Anyway, back to The Lost World.
Yeah.
Anyway, so again, Ian Malcolm is not. He's only really there pretty much because in his mind it became a rescue mission. Once he found out that his girlfriend was sent, went there as part of this team, it became a rescue mission to Ian Malcolm. Like his goal is basically to get them all out off this island, pretty much.
You want to know what I like about that when he's like, this is no longer an expedition, it's a rescue mission, and it's leaving right now. And then John Hammond's just looking back, and he's like, well, that was easy. He just gives that look like, okay, oh yeah, I got him to go.
Yeah, got him to go. So
he doesn't hate dinosaurs. He hates the fact that man had created them.
Yeah. He
doesn't hate the dinosaurs. He hates man for doing it or for violating nature. Remember, he's a naturalist. He is a person, or he says what you call discovery, I call the rape of the natural world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, where the geese chase you. Yes.
Yeah.
So basically, they hear these helicopters and everything, and Ian, it's like his initial response is to hail the helicopters to try to get them to land so he can get his daughter out of there. Mm-hmm. But they're engine helicopters, basically. The nephew, all right, has come to the island with his team, and his goal is to capture as many dinosaurs as possible because he wants to. See, the nephew in this movie is pretty much what Hammond was in the novel, the first book, the first Jurassic Park book, basically. The one that really doesn't care about like what safety issues there could possibly be when doing anything like that. He's pretty much the greedy capitalist. So in his mind, he's like, he wants to create, like, he's basically, there's an amphitheater. All right, there's an amphitheater that was originally started by his uncle, by John Hammond, and subsequently nixed, basically stopped in favor of the island, basically the Isla Nublar, where the Jurassic Park was like going to be built, like from the first movie, pretty much. He's going to take these dinosaurs. And have them as part of this like inland thing. When I say inland, I mean like actually bringing them to the United States due to being sued, but like, at the same time, at the expense of at this point, yeah, he like wants to get the money back that they lost due to being sued, but he's going like through like a method of not really caring what could potentially happen. Like, you know, given the fact of what happened from the first park, you think that would give him pause.
Greedy capitalist.
Yes, you think that would give him pause. But no, it didn't, and that's the reason why he has his team there, and along with like primarily Roland Timbo, played by Pete Postlewaite.
God rest him.
He wasn't that big, yeah. You know, so rest in peace, and who's essentially the Muldoon character of the story, with the exception of where Muldoon was very, I don't want to say pessimistic, but he looked at everything basically of what could potentially go wrong to a situation. Yeah. What could potentially go wrong? He looked at it from that mindset. Roland is pretty much like, you hired me to do a job. I'm going to do a job, but you can keep your money, because all I want as far as like compensation is pretty much to be able to bag a buck, a male T-Rex. That's what his ultimate goal. Right. Yeah, so that's his goal, and I like, he's really, of the characters in like this group, pretty much like, you know, again, the only really likable one. I don't like what he's doing. I don't like trophy hunters. I abhor trophy hunters. I think whenever they get eaten, that's karma at work. But I like his character. Because as you like point out, right, he's not a generic bad guy. He actually shows concern for Sarah Harding when he notices like blood, and he wants to make sure that she's not injured. He actually helps them despite the fact that they caused mayhem at their camp, and I'll be going into like what they did to cause the mayhem. When I say they, I mean Ian Malcolm and his crew. So he was basically, he wasn't just a black and white, like basically like bad guy. So like, you know, he's there for like, yeah, not the best reasons, but he's not a bad guy. No. So, hey geek. So he's not a bad guy.
The original introduction to his character establishes that this man is indeed not a bad guy. He's just playing on the wrong side right now.
Yeah, I'm saying like he's basically essentially on the wrong team, on the wrong side.
Yeah.
So, but, I believe I spent enough time in the company of death. Yes.
Yeah.
So like,
and he basically considers InGen the driving force of death at that point.
Yes. So
these islands have an interesting ability. They wake people the fuck up. You know?
Yeah.
It's like, really, you do not want to be here unless you are wanting to die, essentially.
Oh, he was also basically telling the nephew, like, you know, it's like, really, you want to set up camp here, upwind, like basically upwind from the dinosaurs where they could smell you, where like, you know, where you're camped. Yeah. You know, basically you want to, like, you might as well open up a buffet. Like, he's like chastising him. So he's like, basically, we're on this little camping trip because there's two conditions. Like, you know, he like lays down the two conditions. So pretty much, even though the nephew's in charge, Roland is calling the shots.
Yeah.
So. I love when he calls the Parasaurolophus Elvis, the one with the pompadour.
Like, Pompadour, Elvis.
because he can't remember their names. Like he tries to say
Yeah.
Pachycephalosaurus, and he's like the
Friar Tuck.
bald-headed one, Friar Tuck.
Yeah. Bald-headed one, Friar Tuck. I mean, it was just so freaking
Yeah, like
great. It'll be a Packy.
How the hell the fat?
Oh hell, the fathead with the bald spot, Friar Tuck.
That's Parasaurolophus right there.
Yep.
See, I see some Gallimimuses. Like this.
Ostriches. Yep. Good,
Okay,
good.
see, I'm
Yeah,
looking at
look
the.
at this
Okay, it
fucking
might be a
size.
Brontosaurus. I saw that ridge there. I don't know if you can see my arrow. That's where
Yeah,
I thought
that's-
it was like a Brachiosaurus.
Yeah.
Then it might be a Brontosaurus or the.
That's the Brana, or you can
Yeah.
tell by the body shape.
Yeah.
That's a Brawn. The one in front is a Brack.
Yeah, I'm saying like because I was looking at this and I was like, so I assumed it's basically like two of them.
Yeah.
But because I'm like, there's no way you're catching those ones.
Yeah, because the Brachio has a more stout body with more
okay. Yeah.
upright
Okay.
anatomy.
It looks
The,
like it's of the sauropod family. Let's look it up. Brachiosaurus. Okay.
Yeah. That's a Memicysaurus. Pronunciation.
This is the Pachycephalosaurus, basically.
That's the juvenile one, yeah.
Yeah, so you do not want to be headbutted by a Pachy. All right, that sounds really fucking wrong because that's kind of a slur. You do not want to be headbutted by a Pachycephalosaurus.
Oh shit!
Not the fucking ethnic group.
I know. I just caught it. Like,
as soon as it fucking left my mouth, I was like, "Oh my god, that sounds so fucking wrong." Pachycephalosaurus. You do not want to be headbutted by them.
Well, that's the thing. Call it a Pachy. Everybody knows we're not.
I'm saying, like, yeah.
Are there any fucking Pakistanis in this film?
Yeah. No, so basically,
exactly. So
basically, like, you do not want to you do not want to have a headbutt contest with these dinosaurs.
Put it this way, folks: you get hit in the freaking gut by a Pachy, your diaphragm, your guts, so to speak, are going to be shitting out or going to be bursting out of your fucking spine. I mean, these things can hit you that hard. They're going to hit you. It's going to hurt. You're going to die.
Yeah.
Even one that small can do it.
Oh yeah, it's breaking the sternum, everything pretty much. Like you will have massive internal bleeding.
You know all those lovely Mortal Kombat anatomy busting clips they have in the games now? A Pachy hitting you is a full body shatter, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Especially an adult, or if an adult Pachy hits you, that's the full body break.
Yeah,
that guy, he'll probably just blow up your nuts.
Yeah, it's a bit bigger in real life. This is a juvenile.
Basically. Yeah, that's a
juvenile one.
They showed the other one getting reeled in.
Yeah,
or getting cornered.
And this right here, like I said, is the Bob Barker stand-in. Like you look up pictures of Bob Barker, especially when younger.
Yeah,
that's what he looks like. So this paleontologist they have is pretty much the Bob Barker stand-in.
And I love when he comes across the compy.
Yeah,
Sagnathus triassicus, and he's like, creepy. It's
right.
It doesn't seem scared. Dieter there.
Yeah, Dieter. I'm gonna get to Dieter.
Yeah.
So they get the Parasaurolophus.
Yeah, that's him, actually.
Yeah. I'm gonna get this
And it's like there have been no humans on this island for a long time, so they have no reason to fear man. Then he just hits it with a fucking cattle prod right there.
That's the compy.
Yep.
Procompsognathus triassicus, pretty much. Basically, Procompsognathus, basically Triassic period dinosaur. The ones that went after the little girl at the beginning, which we did not show.
Yeah.
So basically, like the paleontologist and for Engine says, like they have no reason to fear man. This island has been man free until now, or at least until from the hurricane until now, I should say, because the facility was wiped out. So they have no reason at all to fear man. And then Dieter basically shocks him with a prod. Like now they do. Well, not only now do they have a reason to quote unquote fear men, but now they have a reason to go after Dieter because they learn
Yeah, they fucking and it's that one that comes at him later on in the film that starts the whole thing, or that starts the attack on him. That's that same copy.
Yeah, because it
Apparently.
remembers the prod. Like
Because
it runs from it as
he
soon as it
extends
sees
the
it.
prod and it's like, oh, I'm out.
Yeah, so he recognizes it,
Yeah.
and he's like, okay, I'm out. It's like, so yeah, so I'm saying like basically when they were going after Dieter and like nipping at him, and he like would periodically escape them, they just trailed after him because eventually he was going to collapse.
Well, that's the thing. From the game, the Super Nintendo game, compies apparently have somewhat venomous saliva. So when they bite, they're kind of like mini. They're kind of like mini Komodos, where there's a lot of shit in their mouth, and it tends to be somewhat poisonous because, well, they can eat poisonous shit and live. So yeah, the poison kind of passes into a body, and you get tired down from all those micro absorptions.
Yes. So like again, like I was saying, where you see them attacking Dieter, and then basically like backing off and just trailing after him for a while is because they the venom was coursing through Dieter's body. So they were kind of just trailing after him, waiting for him to collapse, and then they were going to eat him. So yeah. So yeah, they ate him alive.
Mm-hmm.
So
You're alive when they start to eat you. So try to show a little respect.
let's see. Did I miss the shot of the? Okay, this is the scene with the baby T-Rex.
Yeah.
Or at least we're like we don't see what happens to its leg basically, but they have the T-Rex in there in the distance. Yeah. They're trying to lure the parents.
Oh yeah, Hammond told me these guys might show up, and in case they did, he sent a backup plan. What sort of backup plan? Me.
Basically, so Nick goes into the engine compound and releases dinosaurs, which by releasing the dinosaurs, they basically wreck shit.
Oh yeah. He goes after all the major destructive ones first.
Yes. So it's like when we say, essentially when we say that Nick and Sarah kind of doomed everyone, that's the reason why. Yeah. Because not only do they kind of like doom their group by bringing the injured baby T-Rex back to their trailers to treat, but releasing the more destructive, bigger dinosaurs from InGen's cages, well, they've destroyed InGen's equipment. So no one can fucking radio off the islands. And they had to make their way inland to a facility where there's still a working radio. Which destroyed all the tech. It destroyed everything.
Well, these were very pissed off dinosaurs.
Mm-hmm. Geek says in the book, the leg of the baby gets broken because of Ajay. I think it's one of the characters.
Yeah, Ajay busts.
And he takes Roland's bullets. Yes, he takes Roland's bullets. Yep. Because we find out that not that they know each other necessarily, but Roland knows of Nick. Because he's like, you're that Earth's first bastard. Basically, Nick is basically an environmentalist.
Yeah.
So.
Environmentalists were criminal. You're criminals.
So, well, she said that Robert Burke believed T-Rex is a rogue and would abandon its young, but we find at least in this movie we find out that's not the case.
Oh, and I love how we find that out.
She says that as she's talking to Malcolm and Nick, saying, basically because she's studying the behavior of these dinosaurs, and it's like, well, up until this point, this is what we've known about the T-Rex, or what we believed about the T-Rexes. Well, we find out, well, no, they do actually don't just abandon their young; they raise the young. Find out the fucking hard way that they don't abandon their young, but they find out. Nick is basically Antifa, yeah. Roland knows the group, yeah. So, but he knows that Nick is part of the group. So essentially, he knows of Nick, he recognizes Nick. So they have a animosity between them, and that's the reason why Nick removes the bullets, which is stupid. Which is stupid. In the long run, even if you don't agree with what Roland is doing, you do not fucking take the bullets out of a gun that could potentially save your life.
Yep.
So, anyway, we're gonna skip over the scene because this, it's like they are trying to mend the broken leg, the fractured leg of this baby T-Rex.
I mean, this is why I
And this
wish
is
we
where
could
the
have
daughter's
audio
like,
in this.
yeah, I wish we could have audio. Like so this daughter's like, some like other creatures are going to hear this because this baby is making a lot of noise. This
Yeah.
baby's making a lot of noise. The way Ian says, "Hang on, this could be bad." I love it. It's like mommy's very angry.
Yeah.
Mommy's very angry.
I think the parenting aspects of the T-Rex is now fairly academic. Oh shit! Hang on, this is going to be bad.
Yes. So I want to get to the part where the T-Rexes do. I love that Eddie sees what's happening, but like kind of sees what's happening below him. He sees the movement through the trees, but he can't see what's happening.
Yeah, you're not seeing the dinosaurs. You're just seeing the trees move, and it's an hour in that they start coming in, or like 58 or 55 minutes in that they appear. I love that. This is not hunting behavior, Ian. Not hunting.
Because they're trying to warn them.
Yeah.
Because it's like this is the part where like Ian's gone down because he's tried to like warn like what could be coming to Nick and Sarah. Eddie's trying to call down because he sees what's coming towards the trailers. They kill you to pick it up. I love that line. Kill you to pick it up. Well, and ironically, they nearly do die.
Yeah. Right.
I love this. Boom.
Yeah.
Mommy's very angry.
Yeah.
And it's
Mommy?
not just mommy that's showing up. Daddy shows up.
Daddy's too.
The parents.
Daddy's the one on the or on the opposite side of the trailer. Mommy's the one that's on or looking in near or on the side with the door.
The one you can tell that's the daddy. He's the one that that's one that has the scratches on its face because they wanted to show and like missing teeth to convey that this T-Rex has been in fighting fights for like dominance or territory and things like that, or mating or things like that. So the way you can tell the difference between the two is look for the one with the scratches. That's the male T-Rex.
Well, then I got them backwards. The one by the door is the one with the scratches. So or daddy's on that side, mommy's on the other, and it's like, oh fuck.
Yeah, so basically that's like at least in like if you're like looking for like details to tell them apart, look for that.
Yeah. Because mama shows up on the other side, and it's like, the one that shows up here is mama.
Mm-hmm. I love that. Like you see in the background.
It's like, where's my baby?
Yeah. And see the scratches there?
Yep, and there's daddy. Yeah, that's
there's the daddy. So you basically can tell which side is which for the two. When during the it's dark scenes basically. So there's the daddy right there. That's the scratches. It's like give it away.
Yeah.
So, and they think, we'll just give the baby back, and they'll just let us alone, and they'll leave because we returned their child to them. Well, okay, they return the child.
Yeah, it's like we're gonna, or it's like, honey, take Junior back to the nest. I'm gonna go kill something because I had to, or because these people have to fucking learn. It's like technology.
I think the debate over the parental instincts of a T-Rex is now academic, basically. So she's up to this point, it was assumed that they would abandon their young. Well, now we know for sure that they don't, and now we find out that their territory got bigger.
Mm-hmm. It's like, you are now in our territory. You are now a threat.
Yes. This is going to be bad. Boom.
What do you think tipped him off? Because it's like that just clicked in his head. What do you think tipped him off?
Something vibrated, which told him like something big was coming, or he's used to the footsteps of a T-Rex, considering that he ran from one in the first movie. So, and
Because
it probably wouldn't be that much of a stretch. The T-Rex, like the T-Rexes will come back.
Yeah, it's like, wait a second, hang on, this is going to be bad.
Yes. So again, the T-Rex's territory just got bigger because, well, they moved the baby there.
Yep.
And basically, how it's like again, around the beginning of the movie, it's conveyed that the carnivores tend to stay more inland, with the plant eaters, like the herbivores, staying like more on the outer edges of the island.
Yeah.
That was like there's a territory for the velociraptors because there's areas that you do not go on the island, as also like conveyed by the nephew, basically, because the nephew's like we have when they realize the way they have to go, it's like, well, we have to go inland, and we were trying to avoid doing that because that's where the meat eaters are, and you all just made us have to go this way because you destroyed our equipment, and now your equipment is destroyed. So we had to go. So we were trying to stay to the outside and not so no one would get eaten. Well, guess what?
Now we're all going to get eaten.
Yeah. So Dieter gets eaten. One guy gets stomped by the T-Rex. Bob Barker lookalike gets eaten by the T-Rex. Velociraptors kill half the group, at least. Actually, probably the entire group, because you don't see them anymore. So, like,
yep.
Where are they? So Velociraptors picked off the remainder. So, and then San Diego happens. So, just to kind of show what happens to Eddie, because Trey's like, Eddie goes out like a boss.
Richard does not do bad roles.
I'm going to stop sharing the screen real fast while these ads play, because there's like ads in the beginning or in the middle of this showing. So I'm going to stop and let them play so I can get to where I want to be in the movie.
Yeah. And it's the one great, nice guy dies. And
yes.
It's like, fuck you. You killed the wrong person.
With the exception of Roland, because I do like the character Roland, Eddie is the really only likable character.
Yeah.
He's really only
the characters that aren't the main characters.
All the characters that aren't the main characters, he's the only likable one.
Yeah.
So T-Rex probably killed someone on the bus. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm saying, like, it's like there are plenty of deaths to go around in this movie, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
I love how I can't skip ads. I love how I can't skip ads on Peacock. It would be nice not to sit here for like 2 fucking minutes waiting for these ads to play.
Builds character.
Anyway, but let me just go through some trivia. Like I said, the baby T-Rex, the vocalization for the juvenile T-Rex, was a baby camel crying for its mother.
Oh, that's fitting.
The Pteranodon screech at the end of the movie, and as I said, the way you could tell the difference between a pterodactyl, or one of the ways you can tell the difference between a pterodactyl and a Pteranodon, is a pterodactyl has teeth.
Mm-hmm.
So like I looked at that, I was looking at that, and, oh, that's a Pteranodon, and that screech makes that the Pteranodon makes at the end of the movie was made by Gary Rydstrom, all right, the sound effects guy. Mm-hmm. Slowing down the sound of him taking out dental floss from his box.
Wow.
So that is the sound of dental floss, ladies and gentlemen.
Interesting.
So they're also bigger, but if you can't tell based on the size from the shot, you just look at the mouth. If you don't see teeth, it's Pteranodon. If you see teeth, it's a pterodactyl.
Dactyls are beak fucker or the beak bastards, where pteranodons, well, dentist, Donnie dentist.
Yes. So pterodactyls, basically, their primary source of food is like small rodents and creatures and things like that, whereas pteranodons, I should say, a more aquatic based diet.
Mm-hmm.
A more aquatic based diet.
Fish.
I mean, like fish, crabs, mollusks, basically. So, like, it's like
Sharks.
more of that, basically, versus like inland creatures that pterodactyls feast on.
Anything soft.
Let's see. I mentioned that the T-Rex, they built the sets around the T-Rex models because they were so huge and cumbersome that they just didn't bother moving them. Yeah, the SS Venture is reference to King Kong, which we talked about. Mobility was essential for the scene where the T-Rex attacks the trailer, the scene we were just talking about. Working on a stage set at Universal, the Winston crew gleefully rammed the T-Rex rigs into the vehicle over and over again. Yeah, so they just gleefully just rammed the T-Rex head into these trailers.
Yeah.
The Robert Burke's character, the AKA Bob Balker lookalike, referencing the compies, saying there haven't been any visitors on this island. There's no reason for it to fear man. Is taken directly from the book, except it's said by Ian Malcolm in the book.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm looking to make sure the ads are okay.
A lot of people
How do
forget
they
that
end up slowing down? Come on, do they stop whenever I go to another tab?
Yes, they will slow down or they will not play.
Okay, well, I gotta sit here watching the fucking ads and make me hungry for pasta now. I'm watching an Olive Garden ad.
Shut up.
Staring at my screen.
I love Olive Garden.
No, I like.
I haven't had Olive Garden in like 7 years.
Now.
Yeah, I know. I haven't
they have
had
the pasta, build your own pasta for $12.99 now.
8 years. Holy shit.
Now I'm looking at Galaxy S24 Ultra. What you can do with that by Samsung. Defender ad.
Okay, I get it. You're gonna make us all suffer with you.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, because I can't go to the other tab to read the trivia because it slows the shit down.
I get it.
I do. Movie.
Gravy D, I want breadsticks too, man. I love You hear that? I like breadsticks.
Ad blockers will work on Peacock with the account I have. I don't know if ad blockers will work. Because some movies automatically they have breaks.
Yep, they are. There's certain ones that have blocks for ad blocks.
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah, they're forcing me to watch these ads, basically, so... Yeah. Okay. I do like all I'm saying. It made me hungry for Italian food.
Breadsticks from Little Caesars. No. Breadsticks from fucking Olive Garden. Yeah. Best breadsticks ever.
All right. Now I can share this screen again. Here it is. This is how Eddie goes out.
Like a boss.
Yeah, so you got the male and female tag teaming here, pretty much. Boom.
That's what she said.
Yep. So, let's go halves, dear.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
Poor Eddie.
I mean, that's a way to go. That is a
Let
way
me tell
to
you
go.
something. Also, I'll give you that one. Oh, yeah, thanks, Solstice. That, or what they're about to experience, it has to be one of the scariest experiences of a person's life.
Mm-hmm.
Where that thing just falls, what you think it's going to fall on them, but they go through it. And it's like, oh my God.
Yes.
I mean, I would have just, after the whole thing, I would have just went limp, pissed myself, shit myself. I would have just died.
Yeah, they seem like happy partners. I mean, they share food.
Oh, so, they are right now in prime parental state.
So as of now, basically, they've defended their territory, so they are off, and now we see that the engine group has found Nick, Ian, and Sarah, and then Ian's daughter, basically by extension, and they have to work together now. So it's because of you, our communication equipment has been destroyed. You can't call your guy on the boat, so we're all fucked.
Yeah. And that's not the problem. What is the problem? Velociraptors. Velociraptors.
Yes. Meaning that they have to go inland to get to this facility that has a working radio because of the technology used to keep it up and running. But to do so, again, they have to go through Velociraptor territory.
Don't go into the long grass.
So we're going to skip over Dieter's death and basically the InGen guys. And we talked about how Nick and Roland hate each other.
Yeah.
The InGen guys basically are fodder. Dieter dies from the compies. The InGen guys... Oh, the T-Rex comes back, basically. Because
they're not... Or they're going back because they want to make sure that these people are getting the fuck out of here. But also they still smell their infant around.
Yeah. Which this shot here would have
just
made me piss my pants. Like where this T-Rex just pokes his head in, sniffs.
Yeah.
Because Sarah still has the infant's blood on her jacket the infant she was treating, the juvenile T-Rex. So they can still smell their baby in this area. So what's going on? So they're coming back, and in doing, I love the irony of this. Basically, again, these guys don't know, but chances are the T-Rex would not have seen any of them if we go by Alan Grant's, by Alan Grant in the first movie saying that T-Rex's sight is only based on movement, which we don't know for certain. In the real world, we don't know for certain, but in terms of movie logic, that's how a T-Rex sees, based on movement. If the one guy hadn't screamed and caused them all to run, they probably would not. The T-Rexes probably would have been just walked around. They might have stepped on a couple of them, but they would not have been chased.
Yeah, by the way, the T-Rex. There have been studies that there is a high probability that if you tried staying still with the T-Rex around, chances are that T-Rex is going to walk right up to you and eat you because it can see you. Turns out,
I'm saying
JP was, or it was disproven. It was.
Yeah, disproven. I'm saying this is the movie logic. Basically, this is the movie logic from the first movie. Don't move. The T-Rexes won't see you. Yeah. That's not the case. The T-Rex can see you. It'll just walk up to you and okay, easy food.
I mean, look at thing is, after it was disproven, that's when Jurassic Park 3 came out and had that scene where the T-Rex is don't worry, it's like, what the fuck was talking? Oh, people. Nobody moving muscle. I can see you.
Yes, pretty much. Yeah, it's just staring at them. You're not going to run?
It's you people are back?
Yes.
Didn't I just kill you the last movie?
Yeah.
One of you, or you with the hat?
So basically, this panic ensues. The Burke's character is eaten by the T-Rex as he freaks out because he feels a snake go down his shirt. One guy who screamed gets stepped on.
Yeah. Carter.
And the rest of the men. I love this scene. I really want to play because I love the shot.
Oh yes.
I'm gonna go back.
Where the heads pop up.
Where
you see the bodies, or where you see
bodies.
Them,
you see the grass moving.
Coming in to surround them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep going. Yeah. One more. You'll see them in a second.
Yeah.
Pause.
They're going in the tall grass. Which this shot right here, the lines.
Yeah. I love that. It's
right here. They're coming from all sides. Right here.
Yeah.
You can't really see it right here.
Yeah.
I love that shot.
Yep.
It's one of my favorite shots in this movie.
I love it. Perfect stalking.
Yeah.
Reminds me of the shark fin and Jaws. Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah.
So they're silently approaching. One guy, boom. And you see the tail.
I love the tail. I whip my tail back and forth.
This guy, boom.
Yeah.
This guy.
Yeah. And it's okay, we panicked the herd. let's get him.
Yeah, so like I said, like we don't really see what happens to the rest of them. Like, just assume that they all just. I love that shot.
Yes,
I love that shot.
that's the alpha of that current or of that group. By the way, she was the biggest one in that one.
Yeah. So I'm gonna get to just skip over stuff, chat, because again, I have to kind of keep the stream relatively on the short side.
Yeah.
They get off the island. They eventually get to the facility to radio. They get off the island. They're attacked by velociraptors, but they survive. Ingen gets off the island with the male T-Rex that Roland shoots with a couple tranquilizer darts.
Because he doesn't.
And the baby and the juvenile T-Rex.
Yeah. And they have to go to the facility. And I love what he says to him, or what he says to the rich jackass. He's like, "Now you're John Hammond."
Yeah, when the T-Rex breaks loose and it's like, "Now you're John Hammond."
He's like, he breaks loose and it's like, "Oh shit, man." Because you see him, his eyes are closed, and he's like, "Oh my god, I can't believe this is up." And then you see Ian come up. "Now you're John Hammond."
Yeah. So I just wanted to show the shot of because this idiot presses the button to open the hold.
Yep, right there. It's like, dear God, no. Yeah.
This
like,
idiot right here.
Why would you do that?
I don't know. Like he's basically like you see these doors
he
going
says
up and
check
down.
the
Like
cargo hold. Yeah, the guy did say check the cargo hold. It's like, no. That's the only thing big enough to hold the fucker.
Yes. And basically shine a light down there. Just stand off the distance, shine a light down there, see what's in it. Like, don't open the fucking doors.
What happened the last time somebody shone a light near a T-Rex, Mara?
At that point, the T-Rex couldn't get out, so I wasn't going to do anything, but he opens the fucking doors. But he opens the fucking doors, but still this is a good shot. I will give you that. It is a good shot when it bursts through. Boom.
It's like, fuck. Where? It's like, I'm awake. What the fuck did you guys do to me? Where's my kid? I'm fucking why am I so thirsty?
Because we find out that the kid was transported, like the parent T-Rex was transported via the SS Venture, and the kid, the juvenile, was transported via airlift.
Yeah.
So
and they overtranked it, so they had to administer countertrank to it, and they gave it way too much. So it's what's her name's like it's like a locomotive right now. You put it in a narcoleptic state.
Mm-hmm.
So T-Rex, hungry, thirsty, pissed off, hyper. It is a dinosaur on speed.
Yeah.
Right now.
That's my show.
As well,
they have to find the baby because they're going to use the baby to lure the T-Rex back to the ship.
And it's also rather confused and pissed off because it's in an area that is no longer tree covered.
Yeah, and this vehicle here, it's real fast according to the trivia. Where is it? Blah, blah, blah. Where is it? I literally just looked at it because I was looking at the trivia. Because this car was Jeff Goldblum received a W163 for free from Mercedes-Benz as a result of the tie-in. So this vehicle, him driving this vehicle, he was basically gifted a version of that vehicle because of the tie-in to the film.
Nice.
So that vehicle he's driving, he got one from Mercedes-Benz.
And I love how they're trying to get Ed's attention, and then you see the T-Rex. It's like, Junior.
Yes, I like again. I very much love the reactions they give to the dinosaurs. They're almost human reactions because he's like looking around because he hears his child.
Yeah, he hears his kid going,
and then he sees it and he goes, "Motherfucker!" and he starts chasing the car.
I love how Ian's like, what? Or if we get close enough, isn't he going to be like, you?
Yes.
A little bit of recognition there, angry recognition there.
So I want to get the shot of the T-Rex going through this.
Yes.
Just lovely. Like again, the San Diego shots do not make any fucking sense. They weren't in the book. But I have to admit these are cool shots to see
Studio.
I'd like to see him stomping through the streets of San Diego.
Yeah, the studio wanted this. They're like, we want a fucking dinosaur in the city. And it's like, that doesn't make sense. Fucking make it make sense.
I love how he just fights the traffic lights. Like, it's just like, I don't like this
Like,
here.
I don't want to stop.
And it just rams the bus.
Yeah. I like how it spits out. Yeah, it spits out the freaking the light. It's like, ugh. Thing tastes like
And
crap.
it's like, just like,
What are
basically
you?
body checks
Crack.
the bus.
Yeah.
People fly out. Like that bus is like,
Good
I love
luck
like look like
fixing
Jack and the
that.
Beanstalk. I love like these.
Yeah.
Oh my!
Oh,
Like
yeah.
this poster with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Look, it says King Lear.
Yeah. I don't think these were real movies, were they?
No, they weren't real movies. They were
Yeah.
because like his like I don't remember a Robin Williams movie called Jack and the Beanstalks.
However, I do remember a movie called Jack.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
saying, but it's not that. And
But yeah, it's not
definitely
that
do
one.
not remember an adaptation of Shakespeare's King Lear with fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger in it.
Yeah. Although he did play Hercules with the
So,
worst dub.
Creature from the Black Lagoon, 3D, right here.
Oh, they still have yet to make a remake of that one. That is the one that I would love to see.
Tsunami Sunrise with Tom Hanks.
What the fuck?
And the fact that it's a blockbuster just like brings back nostalgia memories.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
I
heard
can't
those
tell
are
what this
finally-
one says back here. I can't tell what this one says back here, but I do see boobs.
Hmm?
Right here, this poster right here. I can't tell what the title is, but like
All right, give me a
obviously,
sec.
like like she's well endowed.
I can't read it. Too blurry.
Yeah, I'd have to see if the trivia has. Let me just see if there's a.
No Terminator starring Sly Stallone. Yeah, right.
The only trivia is that there's a Arnold Schwarzenegger as King Lear. It's a reference to Last Action Hero, but nothing about the other titles.
Yeah.
So I'd have to see if there's like other trivia elsewhere off of IMDb. But yeah, Tsunami Rise. No, so this is Tsunami Sunrise.
Yeah. It's a nice
Anyway.
eye.
When we get to the shot where the T-Rex sees that
Slow
they have
down
the
a
baby.
little. I don't think so. Yeah, right there.
So
Go forward 10.
I'm just gonna play it a little bit because
All right.
it's not gonna be that
Yeah.
long.
Just don't get.
I'm just like pausing and stopping.
Yeah. Things never gonna know we
Yeah.
have it if it won't make a
Make a
sound.
sound.
He's too drugged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wake up! Wake up!
Mm.
And slow whale.
It's like, oh,
He
like-
sniffs. Yeah, look at he's sniffing.
yeah. It's like, Junior.
Yes, Junior.
I'm doing the Sean Connery Junior. Junior.
I love how like it looks. And I have
Yeah, I know. It's like,
it squints like it recognizes them. Like you fuckers.
it's like
You again.
you motherfuckers taking my kid again. I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna fucking
Animal
kill
control
you.
joke. Yeah. T-Rex eats
Yeah.
one more guy. Yeah, I'm saying like he ate a few people.
Oh yeah. This T-Rex is like pure pissed.
Yes.
This is rage of a daddy that is like,
It knows.
How
He knows.
dare
Like, he
you.
I love that.
Love-
Like,
Yeah.
the 76 ball. He knows.
Like, I'm gonna kill. It's like, shit, I missed. Oh, I love that scene. It's like cops are coming in. Beat it.
Yeah. Now the baby
Oh,
T-Rex has
God.
woken up, so it's making sounds, and they're trying to get it to
Yeah.
the ship.
Where's the Rex? Is
The
it behind
nephew,
us?
the nephew shows up like he's like, you're gonna make a fucking difference at this point. And I
Yeah.
love how he ended up being the snack for the baby.
Yeah, it's like, son, time for you to hunt.
Yeah. Which
We're
I'm
gonna give it to
skip
you
over.
easy, but you're gonna hunt
Yes.
because they chomp his leg, so he can't really get away.
Yeah.
But it's like,
So
yeah,
like the
you're
dad helps. The dad helps the
Yeah.
baby a little bit.
Yeah, it's like,
Like
Time
wait,
for you to
wait,
make your
like
first
T-Rex
kill,
is gonna
babe.
understand you saying wait.
yeah, it's like, wait.
Daddy T-Rex gets him. Like, no, you're
Yeah.
not getting away. My kid needs to eat.
Yeah, it's like my kid's hungry.
Yeah. Kind of like chomps his leg, breaks it, and makes it hard
And
for
I
him to get
love
away.
that. Little guy looks up at him. He's like,
Go
I
ahead.
can? I can?
Yeah,
He's
like
"Yep,
the dad
go ahead."
T-Rex is literally like nudging him, like, go ahead.
Mm-hmm. And I love how his face scrunches
that's
up in the
character
anger.
development. That's character development.
Because you could see that the Rex Jr., his face kind of scrunches up a little bit in anger, and it's like, yeah, I'm gonna kill this one. Like,
There's one more shot I want to show, which I love at the end of the movie.
Oh yeah.
Let me just take it back about 10 seconds, because you have John Hammond doing his interview, and this shot.
Life will find a way, where it's the carnivores and the herbivores living together.
Yeah, because you have like the T-Rexes, then you have the herd of stegosaurs.
Then you got the pteranodons, the promise of a future movie, essentially.
Yeah, like I said, you can tell because when it opens its mouth, there's no teeth.
Yep, and I love I do like the thing that he says is like, these creatures require our absence to survive, not our help.
Not our help. Yes. So you broke my leg. I take your life, kid T-Rex. Yes.
Yep. And it wasn't even him that broke the leg. But yeah.
Well, again, I love this shot.
Mm-hmm.
I like
the translucent wings
in this, and the fact that basically, like I said, the screech you hear is Gary Rydstrom removing dental floss from the box, and it's like just slowing that sound down. Wow. So that's the screech, and that's where the movie ends.
Yeah.
Where it's like, again, where it should have ended with no Jurassic Park 3, because the first two movies are actual adaptations of Michael Crichton novels.
Yeah. Also, when they finally trank the dad while it's in the ship, I like how he looks he's like, what the fuck? Who just stuck me with that? You son of a...
Yes. Like there's very much, like I said, like, human reactions and the facial expressions.
I know, and they did such a great job with it. It's like, oh my God, man. And people say that we love to shit on movies all the time. We love these movies.
Yes. I'm like, it's like we shit on bad
movies. Yeah.
And I'm not just talking like bad movies like, oh, like that movie was crap, or like actual like bad movies where it's like puts agenda over storytelling. Yeah, we shit on those movies because we're not being entertained. We're being lectured to. So we're not going to be happy to sit through those movies. Because I've seen plenty of bad movies that don't lecture me. Like, it's like they're just bad movies. They're just objectively bad movies.
But yeah, it's like,
but I don't shit on them because I just say they're bad and I move on.
Yeah, I mean, I'm taking a look at certain shit that they're doing nowadays, and it's like, this is why these are bad movies. You guys are pushing some stuff that you're going overboard with what you're trying to sell. You're kind of pushing away the story and trying to push something else, and that's why we rail against it, folks.
Yes.
Back in these movies, yes, there could have been a little bit of subtlety, agenda, and whatnot in those movies. Obviously, there is. But they're in such a subtle state that it's not overpowering the story.
No.
Yeah.
It doesn't take away, like, Sarah Harding's, like, little feminist bent to her character doesn't take away from anything the story has to offer.
No.
As cringe as the race swapping of the daughter is, it doesn't take away from the story either.
Nope.
So it doesn't take anything away. You can still be invested in the story. So I'm like, Hollywood has been doing this shit for a long time, where they kind of subtly change things, especially when they're adapting films. It's just now they're putting, like I said, the narrative, the agenda narrative over the actual narrative of the story, which is what people want to see. And people are starting to get sick and tired of that. They don't want to go to the movies to be lectured to or anything like that. They want to be entertained. They want to escape into that world because they want to forget about what's going on in the real world. They don't want to be reminded of what's going on in the real world for 2 fucking hours.
Right?
So yeah, so basically even normies are starting to fucking notice, and they're starting to say, no, we're not going to spend our money in the theaters to see these movies because we're getting pissed off.
Yep.
And the pendulum is starting to swing back the other way. Unfortunately, it's going to swing back all the way to the other side, which is not as...
Has to, but keep it swinging slowly.
Yeah, it's swinging slowly. It kind of has to swing back to the other side. However, just like it needs to find a way to stay in the middle.
Yeah.
Because when it swings back to either side, It's not good
off the
either
fucking
way.
clock.
Either side, it's not good. All the way to one side or the other is not good.
Yeah, keep it more fucking balanced, folks. I mean, movies have never been overtly right wing or left wing until like the late 2000s to early or 2010s. That's when, but it was after, and I'm not saying this because I want to get political. After 2016, when Hollywood got so pissed off because their candidate lost, they decided to try to punish the common person, the moviegoers.
Pretty much.
They're like, we're not going to make movies for you anymore.
So
that was essentially what they did.
Yeah, there's a reason -1 did well. Yes. Soul Assassin says the Bike Riders movie looks good. I haven't heard anybody talking about that movie. I'm not saying it's like good or bad. I just haven't heard many people talking about that movie. It looks good. Actually, it looks like it's just a entertaining movie. But anyway, so that is The Lost World Jurassic Park. The only decent sequel, in my opinion, to the first Jurassic Park film. Jurassic Park 3 has its moments, but they are few and far between. And I really don't bother with the Jurassic World movies.
Yeah. You haven't watched them, have you?
I saw parts of the first one, and I was like, this is crap.
Yeah.
So I didn't bother with the second or third one.
I mean, there's a couple payoffs. I mean, I do like the Mosasaur, especially the end bit of it. I do like the Jurassic World movies to a degree. Like I said, I almost walked out on Jurassic World 2 because of the some of the scenes in it. It's like, no, man. But then I saw Dominion, and it's like, I'm glad you guys are bringing in more kind of dinosaurs and cool looking ones, but why did you have to go and do your marketing with this person's pansexual or something like that, or queer, bisexual, and it's like, what, is she gonna fuck a dinosaur or something?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, it turned
Describe
that
it
into
the Mohawks comment. Do you mean like they showed dinosaurs with like feathers? Because that would be realistic.
Yeah, they got they have that feathered one, or they have a feathered one. They also have that fucking Freddy Krueger dinosaur. That's actually a real dinosaur too, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm saying like if you're referring to feathers, that would be accurate.
Yeah, they actually do got feather ones.
Yeah, the dinosaurs eventually did develop feathers because modern day birds are not ancestors, but they are descended from dinosaurs.
Yep.
So when you look at a modern day bird, when it shits on your car, a dinosaur just shit on your car. If you think about it.
Yeah.
Anyway. But anyway, before I say do my outro, Orange Hat, let everybody know where they can find you, all of that fun stuff.
On X at OrangeHat2185 or Orange Hat Reviews without the A and orange. I got my original account back. I'm more positive over there. I'm not doing any negative bashing on shit. I leave that for my blue check account. Tomorrow on X exclusively 8:30. Yes.
Yes.
8:30. Yep. For Ghost in the Darkness, you're gonna have to, or if you want to catch it, go to my or if you want the notifications and stuff, go to my freaking account or Orange Hat 2185. Click the damn notification bell. That's how you're gonna get notified. Because unfortunately, you don't get the same set your reminder stuff like YouTube does. I don't do it on YouTube because YouTube fucked our Demolition Man stream, which we were having so much fun with that. So yeah, it kind of really put a sour taste in my mouth there. Mm-hmm. Friday is Orange Hat Uncensored. Saturday is My Day of Rest. Sunday is Acolyte and Weekly Recap with my friend Nerd with a Cigar. Monday Night Rants starts on Monday. Probably going to go 8 p.m. like normal. And Tuesday, 1:30 p.m. is, what is it? I have it on my account. It's horror movie genres, and this one is, or I'm basically going to start with aliens. Yep, alien horror movies. So, yep, pay attention to that one, folks, as well as Barroom Podcast Tuesday nights on Society Reviews channel.
Okay.
And that's where you can find me.
Obviously, you can find me here. Tomorrow I will be on Orange Chat's, well, his
On
X
X.
channel, basically. But I'll be talking with him about Ghost and the Darkness. I almost say in the Darkness. Ghost and the Darkness with Val Kilmer and Michael Douglas. Tomorrow evening, 8:30 p.m. Eastern.
I brought slides,
Yes,
pictures.
so 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Friday, I should be on my Kick as well as my Twitch. I know someone dropped the link somewhere, but yeah, I'm dual streaming on those sites. I'll be returning to there's my Twitch. I'll be returning to Elden Ring. Trying to do it like Friday and Saturday since I wasn't able to dedicate really any time to it Monday and Tuesday, so I took Monday and Tuesday off essentially. But Friday and Saturday, I should be able to play for a couple or so hours, so I can see me rage again at Elden Ring those evenings. And then Sunday afternoon, might do a watch party, might just do offline gaming. I don't know. But Sunday evening, Talk Nerdy to Us will be on My Nerdy Homes channel. I'm going to remind her, if she remembers, it's going to be on her channel, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, Sunday evening, because we switch off. So last week was on my channel, or this past Sunday was on my channel. This coming Sunday will be on her channel. No worries, Wiley. No worries. Hope you enjoyed listening to this to what we like talking about with Lost World. And then Monday back to essentially normal gaming streams. Hopefully, maybe not Elden Ring, just because Monday and Tuesday, like I said, I can't really dedicate time to those. So I might return to Mass Effect and Gears of War 2 for Monday and Tuesday, and then I keep Elden Ring for like Friday and Saturday time frames, just so I can have more of the time to playing that game, because I had to rage quit Saturday evening. But anyway, so yeah, this is my Discord. I do watch parties here, and that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's where you can find us. So on that note, yeah, pretty much. So on that note, ladies and gentlemen, have a good rest of your day or evening wherever you are in the world, and we will see you all tomorrow for Ghost and the Darkness. Peace.
Mm-hmm. Stay humble.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.